Good morning, everybody. Pastor Stitch, Narrow Path Christian Church, BC, Bay City, Michigan, also the North Central Chaplain for Broken Chains, JC. Welcome to the Biker Devotional. Today is January 14th, 2026. We're looking at Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 28. Proverbs chapter 14 and verse 28, and it says this: a large population is a king's splendor, but a shortage of people is a ruler's devastation. Good morning, Rhonda. Good morning, Chris. Good morning to all the rest of you that are watching this morning. So glad to have you all here. So, a abundance of people is what a king is recognized for. Having a lot of territory, but also having people that follow him. But without even a nation, without even a city, princes are despised. You know, when it comes down to it, with us as a church, I get asked all the time, how many people attend? And I don't worry about the numbers. We're a small church. I expected that we would always be a small church. If we grow to be a big church, that would be amazing, but it's not about the numbers. It's more about the fact that we're having influence, right? That's always been my heart. But Solomon reminds that a large population, a large territory, a large group of people is what the world looks at. But you can't even say you're a prince if you don't have at least a city, a presence. Now, I am not comparing myself to a king or a prince. That's not what I'm saying. But could I really think anything of myself in the realm of service to the Lord if I wasn't having an impact where I interacted with individuals on a daily basis? Where I had a location where people would be able to know that this is my environment. If I was a nomad who traveled everywhere, I may be a great evangelist, but I wouldn't have a whole lot to offer other than the good news. And then I would need to place them in a community, right? And so I'm learning that having a place that you're known for is important. I'm grateful that God has settled me in my life. People know that they can interact with me at my recovery meetings. People know that they can show up to our church building and interact with me. They know that I will be at the restaurant every Friday morning for coffee and prayer. I have a routine that is discernible where they can come and interact with me. And if the church building location needed to change for whatever reason, then that would be able to be discerned and learned, right? It's not about the number of people. It's about knowing that there's stability in the leader. You can't even call yourself a prince, Solomon says, if you don't at least have something to call your own. It's not an easy thing to talk about, is it? But the reality is, I talk to people all the time that want to have influence and yet will not settle. They're nomadic in the way they interact, and they wonder why their influence is limited. God expects us to have an influence, but he also expects that we can have that influence in all the right ways. Even an evangelist understands that while they're nomadic in nature, they have to have a realm to place those people that have had an opportunity to have influence by them. A place where they can learn to grow and connect. If an evangelist is out doing evangelism and not connecting people to a congregation someplace, they're actually doing more danger and harm than they are helping. See, this isn't about the king. It's about the people. It's not about the prince. It's about the people. So, are you going to provide a stable platform for your family, for your friends, for those under your influence? I'm going to tell you, if I had a boss who moved every 6 months, moved his building, it would be very hard to work for a boss like that, wouldn't it? It's much easier to work for somebody who has a stable reputation of being in the same place over and over, so that you can have a stable schedule and a stable location and a stable job. It's about the stability of what you provide in your environment. Recovery, we know that stability is hard to come by, but worth every minute of it. What are we working for today? It's a good question. I love y'all. Hope you have a great day. God bless.